The next question, the member for Sudbury.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, I want to tell you about Kyle from Sudbury. He is on the Ontario Disability Support Program, and it has never been enough for him. Kyle's been trying to find work, but hasn't been successful. In his own words, he said there is little accommodation for people with disabilities in the modern workforce. Now, everyone knows that ODSP has never been enough, and as food and rent become even less affordable, Kyle is facing homelessness. My question, Speaker, to the Premier, will the Premier finally listen to the NDP and immediately double ODSP rates so that people like Kyle can afford food and rent?
Minister of Children, Community and Social Services.
Thank you, Speaker. Our government has made the largest increase in ODSP in the history of this program. We raised the rates when we first came to government. We've raised them by a historic amount again. We've tied that to inflation. We've added in the increase to the earnings exemption threshold, an increase of 400%. We've created training programs to help people understand how they might be retrained and be able to enter into the job market, to provide meaningful jobs and a meaningful purpose for people who want to work who are on ODSP. And for those who cannot work, we have made the measures to make sure that we have the proper supports for them with ODSP, with discretionary benefits, with micro-credentialing strategies for those who can work, understanding the mental health supports that are available, working across ministries to provide improved lifestyle for them, provide the essential basics for them, the LIFT tax break, the care tax break, really making sure we look at this from a holistic point of view and provide the...
Thank you. And the supplementary question.
Thank you, Speaker. Kyle actually predicted that the minister would say exactly that. He said that she's going to brag about the 5% increase and the increase to the earning cap, and he asked me to read this message back to. The 5% increase was never enough, and the increase in wage earnings will never affect those who can't work. Those are Band-Aid solutions that miss the mark of the greater problem at hand. Many disabled Canadians are struggling to find any work, while others have conditions that render working impossible. Speaker, it is time for the Premier to admit that ODSP has never been enough. Will the Premier immediately double ODSP rates and save disabled Canadians like Kyle from homelessness?
Minister of Children, Community and Social Services.
Thank you, Speaker. Our government has invested more in social assistance than any Ontario government in the history of this province. We are a government that is putting people over paperwork. As I said, this is one program, and that's why we need to take this program in the context of all the other supports that are being provided to improve people's lives, to increase their ability to have a job and to be retrained. So these are all areas that we're continuing to contribute to, whether it's increasing the minimum wage, the job training tax credit, the $1 billion in social services relief funding that we put through during COVID, the Ontario Trillium Foundation efforts, the Feed Ontario programs, the student nutrition programs. The list goes on and on.
Response?
ODSP is one program in the context of many others and will continue to make the investments that we have promised.